Hi everyone. I've been getting lots of inquiries as to the essential oils that I'm using, as to how to buy them, what they do, what I'm using them for, where they come from and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that I would make 3 short videos just to give you the information. You can watch them and then you can ask me questions at any point, either emailing, Facebooking, calling, whatever you want to do, talk to me in person. So this is the first of the 3 videos, and this is going to be an introduction to the oils and also about the company that I buy from, which is called doTerra. doTerra has become pretty big at the moment with a lot of people selling them and using them, so you've probably heard that name before. My next video will be about how you can buy the oils, either retail, wholesale, getting your own account, all that kind of stuff. And then the third video is going to be about my little shop that I've set up, which is where I'm selling things like roller bottles, carrier oils, boxes to pop your oils in, anything really to help you to make the oils that you buy go further and be able to use them in an everyday situation. Okay, so let's get started. So like I said, this is just an introduction to about the oils. The first thing that I wanted to do is tell you why I've actually gone with doTerra as a company. I think a lot of you know that I have a fairly ethical background in my workplace. I've worked for unions, I've worked for law firms that are ethical. I do a lot of charity work, and to be comfortable in any kind of company or product, I need to know that they align with my own beliefs and values. So there's a couple of things that doTerra does that have quite impressed me, which has made it easier for me to just join up and promote their oils. The first thing is that they are sustainable and source their oils indigenously, which means that they don't cut down a heap of trees to put together fields to grow the herbs that are going to make, or the trees or the plants or the flowers that are going to make the oils. They actually grow where they originally started from. So a lot of this is in a lot of third world countries, and you can see that leads on to them then assisting those communities with bringing in money. doTerra ensure that the farmers are paid well, that their families are paid well, but also they look after the women in the community. So they do things like set up schools through a charity called Helping Hands, and 100% of the donations go back through to those communities. Healing Hands, not Helping Hands. There is a couple of websites if you wanted to know about that, and one of them is called sourcetoyou.com. That's about how they source their oils sustainably and naturally, and indigenously. And you can also look up the Healing Hands charity on YouTube, so you can get a bit more of an idea about that. And then of course there's the fact that the oils are a beautiful 100% pure. And doTerra have their own trademark called CTP Pure Grade. It is a trademark, but they have 11 steps to make sure that their oils are pure and that there's nothing wrong with them. They've taken a lot of time and money to ensure that those steps are put in place. So I actually trust them that they are going to be a pure essential oil. And then it comes down to, after liking the company, I was given the opportunity via a friend to use the oils for about 2-3 weeks, and I was really skeptical, but then I found that a lot of the oils were helping me a lot. So my own journey into the oils is that, a lot of you know, I've had quite a lot of health issues with symptoms that were a bit of a mystery. I've since been diagnosed with 3 rare diseases, and I have been using the oils to help me with those symptoms. So over the last, say, 3 or 4 months, I have noticed a significant reduction in the medications I take to reduce my symptoms. But I will put a disclaimer in there and say that I've also started a new immunosuppressant drug around the same time. So there's an argument that it could be one or the other. Personally, I think it's a combination, and I'm really pleased. But I think that when I share the oils with my husband and my children and my family and my friends, and they've come to me and said the same thing, that's actually given me even more confidence in the oils, that they're working. So okay, I'll just quickly do a little bit about an essential oil then. So what is an essential oil? It's a pure extract from a plant. They are very powerful and very strong, and to give you an idea of how strong they are, 1 drop of peppermint oil is the same of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So I think I'm having about 80 cups of peppermint tea at the moment because I use peppermint oil to help me with nausea. They are safe, effective, affordable, and really they're an alternative. And if they work for you, it's really, really great. They've been used throughout history for health benefits, beauty benefits, cleaning benefits, all that kind of stuff. So at the moment, it kind of gives you a little bit of an ability to treat some of your symptoms at a quick reach. Say if your children maybe cut themselves, then you could pop some lavender on that instead of, thinking, oh my God, what am I going to put on it? Or I don't have any oil or something like that. So it's one of the reasons why I really like about them. They're just there for me to use whenever I need to. I also use them in the first instance. It's taken me about 3 months to get to this point, but if I have a headache, I put on a specific oil for a headache first. Now, if it doesn't work after, say, half an hour, then I will take a Panadol or whatever I need to do. Same with my kids. If they've hurt themselves and I rub their owie oil on them, then if it doesn't work in half an hour, I will give them Panadol. If they've got a stomach ache and I've rubbed peppermint oil all over their stomach with a carrier oil, if it doesn't work, I'll go the next step. But I definitely use them now as my first line, which is great, but it has taken me a little while to get there. So I've already sort of said a little bit about why I have chosen doTerra as a company, but why I have chosen doTerra oils is that I really do believe in the quality of them, and I've gone through that. The plants are grown and harvested in their natural habitat, which is all about sustainability in Indigenous areas. Each batch undergoes the multiple third-party tests for purity, and that's where we're talking about the CPTG purity, which I mentioned before. I think they're really effective. Plants produce essential oils to be their fight against threats such as mold, fungus, viruses and bacteria. So for me, if plants are using them and they're helping them, I think they're great for us as well. And they really are allowing me to take a bit more control over my own health and my family's health. I also think they're really cost effective, and I have some forms here which I can send to you about how many drops per bottle. But one thing I would say is that a really quick example is I'm using lemon for Windex. So I have lemon, I put 10 drops in with water and it works perfectly fine. Now that bottle of lemon cost me $13 and it's lasting me like 6 months. So a bottle of Windex is $6, my bottle of Windex is 30 cents. So they are really quite cost effective like that. Really quickly, how you can use essential oils. You've got 3 ways: internally, topically and aromatically. So internally, look, I have little capsules. I add a drop of oil to the capsule. I pop some carrier oil in there, grapeseed oil, something that you can ingest, so not fractionated coconut oil. And then I swallow it. Every morning I have peppermint for my nausea. I then have something called Smart and Sassy because I've put on a lot of weight with a lot of the steroid usage that I've had over the last couple of years. Smart and Sassy is for us women who are maybe trying to, just naturally look at some ways to lose weight. So I do that every morning. In the evenings, both Steve and I have something called Digest-N, which is helping our stomachs because we've both got quite sore stomachs. Sometimes we pop peppermint in there again, and sometimes we put oregano in there because it's a really great immune booster. There's lots of other ones you can do it with as well. That's just what Steve and I do. You can also pop it in your water. So I have a bottle of lime. So instead of putting lime in water every day, I put a drop of lime into my water and drink that. It's very refreshing, especially in the summer. And a lot of people like a hot lemon drink in the morning. Again, if you've seen the price of lemons, they're pretty expensive at the moment. So just pop a drop of lemon into your honey and hot water in the morning and there's your morning drink. Topically, look, again, they're very, very powerful. So what I do is I get little 10ml bottles of carrier oil. Fractionated coconut oil is lovely on the skin, but I also use grapeseed oil, and I mostly use that because in my massage business, grapeseed oil takes a little longer to sort of go into the skin, so I find it a bit thicker and a really, really lovely oil. And then I mix, so if I've got 10 mils of carrier oil, I put 5 drops of whatever oil, essential oil I'd like. One of my big ones is ice blue, because I do suffer quite a lot of arthritic pain. So I pop 5 drops of ice blue into my 10 ml of carrier oil, and I rub that on me pretty much all day, every day, and it lasts for quite a long time. Steve has recently been using it for back pain, and yeah. So topically, I would say that the only thing with topically is you must always mix it with a carrier oil. We do have some lovely fractionated coconut oil, which is great for the skin, and things like my face, I definitely use fractionated coconut oil. So the only thing is, I just say make sure not to get them into your eyes, ears, up your nose, things like that. The places to apply for carrier for topical is generally behind your ears, on your wrists, and on the bottom of your feet, because it takes about 30 seconds for the oils to soak in through your feet. So great one there. Aromatically is, look, you could pop a drop on a tissue or a handkerchief and sniff it. You can put it on your hands, rub it in, you know, like that. Great sniff, great way to do it. The way I do it though is I have a diffuser. I put, every single night we have the diffuser going. Myself and Steve, we have 3 oils that we put in. Lemon, because it's great for congestion. Lavender, because it's just fantastic for sleep. And then we put something called Balance in there. We used to put vetiver in there, which was a great oil, but unfortunately it's toxic to cats, and our cat sleeps in our room. So, you know, you've got to be a little bit careful with what you do diffuse, particularly if you've got pets around. My girls also have a diffuser in their room at night, and generally they've got lavender and Balance. If they've got a cold, then they'll have something for a cold, or if they're feeling a bit off, maybe some peppermint, particularly with the stomach aches that they get a lot. So we do that with the diffuser. I generally run the diffuser through the day when I'm studying as well. Okay, so with doTerra, a lot of you know that I'm also doing health coaching at the moment, wellness coaching. So I really look at, there's a lot of different ways that you could be looking at helping yourself. A little bit of ways is, you know, eating right is the first one, exercising, getting rest and managing your stress, reducing your toxic load around the house, cleaners, things like that. Just making sure you've got information about your self-care and proactive medical care. Now, I find that the oils have helped me in all those areas as well. You know, there's generally things that, like I said, I'm using my Smart and Sassy to help with my dieting at the moment. There are exercise, ice blues, fantastic when my muscles are sore, and my exercise at the moment really is walking around the block, so not much, but it's still helping. And rest and managing stress. I mean, managing stress and anxiety, I have really found the oils very useful. Reducing my toxic load, that's what I'm doing around the house, which is where I'm changing all of my cleaners, my cleaning products, using essential oils instead. Informed self-care, again, I just, you know, ensure that I know what I'm doing with my oils and how I'm doing it. And the proactive medical care, like we've already said, got a headache, I reach for an oil instead. Got a cut, reach for an oil. Burn myself, reach for an oil. Okay, now I've done a previous video on the top 10 oils, so I'll leave you to look at that video rather than go through it now. And I think I'm actually going to stop there, because we are really getting into the how to get the essential oils, which I want to do as a separate video. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a very, very quick overview, but if you've got any questions, then just contact me. Hopefully it's helped. Hopefully it gives you an idea about the oils. And like I said, if you watch the videos all together, you'll probably get more of an idea. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.